This is Sportscentre.
Hey, I'm Marissa Roberto on the Digital Sportscentre presented by Montana's Barbecue and Bar. And the countdown to trade center is down to just 2 days. So we're back with another trade deadline preview. And today we're looking at the Leafs and who we think they should trade for. Toronto had a busy deadline last year when they brought in depth pieces like Ilya Lyubushkin and Joel Edmondson. And considering Toronto's doing even better this year than they were a season ago, we can expect them to be buyers once again. And this time around, we think it's time that the Leafs go all in on another forward, specifically a center. For years now, Toronto has been a very top-heavy team offensively, which can be seen by how much of the scoring the core four is responsible for. As in each of the Leafs' last 3 seasons, Matthews, Marner, Nylander, and Tavares have scored at least half of Toronto's goals. While relying on the core four has worked in the regular season, it's a different story in the playoffs, which is annoying to say out loud because we already know, Leafs fans know that. Why am I reiterating this again? Hello? But I guess we're gonna have to look at the numbers, eh? In the 6 years the core four has been together, they've only gotten past the first round once. And the 1 year they did it was when they acquired a big-time center at the deadline, Ryan O'Reilly, who had as good as a playoff run you could hope for from a third-line center. So this time around, Toronto should be looking to acquire someone who can fit the same role. The good news for the Leafs is that the TSN trade bait for it has multiple guys that could fit the bill. In our opinion, Braden Shen should be the top option, and I'm not trying to be biased because he's a good old Safety boy, as he's got both Stanley Cup experience and familiarity with Craig Berube, and has been productive into his mid-30s. But with a $6.5 million cap hit and other teams likely bidding for his services, he will be expensive to add. So if he is too pricey, the other option the Leafs could go is Scott Laughton. He's a bit younger than Shen, has a lower AAV, and according to our own Darren Dreger, has a reasonable asking price. He also has a history of strong play in the playoffs, especially in 2020 when he led the Flyers in goals. And with how reliant Toronto has been on the core four for the playoffs, a guy like Laughton could go a long way. And as I said, Off the Top Trade Center is just 2 days away. You can watch it on TSN Friday starting at 8 a.m. Eastern. And don't forget to head to Bardon's YouTube page because you know we've got Trade Down going with the boys. So dual screen it, babe. Sticking on the ice, and specifically the Leafs, they're back in action tonight as they take on the Golden Knights. Predictably, as I called at the end of the show Monday, Toronto's 5-game winning streak ended against the Sharks. But they've earned points in 6 straight games and sit atop the Atlantic. Vegas, meanwhile, has won 5 of the last 6, distancing themselves from the Oilers in the Pacific. Both of these teams are deep in different ways. The Leafs have stars all over the ice, while Vegas is built on great depth. Jack Eichel leads the way with 72 points, but Vegas has 5 other players that have scored 15 or more times this year. However, leading goal scorer Pavel Dorofeev has led the Lamp just twice in his last 9 games. Like the Leafs, the Golden Knights also deploy a 2-goalie tandem with Adin Hill and former Leaf Ilya Samsonov. That said, Samsonov has been the worst of the two, allowing 10 goals in his last 2 starts, while Hill has been dynamite, giving up 3 goals in his last 3 appearances. Toronto's goaltending has felt much more solid between their duo. Joseph Woll has allowed 3 goals just once in his last 10 starts, while Anthony Stolarz has done the same just twice in his last 10 appearances. At the time of the taping of this show, we still don't know who will be between the pipes though. And those of you in the Leafs region can watch tonight's game on TSN. Coverage begins at 9:30 Eastern. The 2025 Special Olympic World Winter Games are just around the corner as they get started Saturday in Turin. We'll have plenty of coverage next week. But for now, let's go to Canada's send-off party. Because you know I had to be there. They're going to my family's native land, Italia, and Luca Celebri too, so let's take you with us. I have never been more proud to be an Italian Canadian because tonight is the night we send Team Canada's Special Olympics athletes off to Italy. The best part about this is that I've already been asked if I can speak Italian, and we all know the answer. Joining me on stage tonight is another proud Italian cugine, Luca Celebri.
Scarves.
We did an interview for TLN, went over our script, met the handsome Alpini, ate some cannoli chips, did a little rehearsal, but honestly, we were still nervous because this is a big deal.
This is where Luca and I are going to be. Are you ready?
Not at all.
Sure, we were nervous, but you know it wasn't? Alec Baldwin, the anthem singer. Here we go. Started with the torch ceremony. Adam Van Couverden gave an impassioned speech, heard the Italian national anthem. We had some amazing performances and even an Italian lesson. What an epic send-off. So to the athletes, we have to say. And if you're gonna do an evening right the Italian way, you gotta cap it off with an espresso. It was the sweetest thing seeing the Italian Canadian community come together, teach a little Italian, eat a little cannoli, and send off our wonderful athletes to the beautiful country of Italy. That's it for me today. We'll see you right back at tomorrow at 3 Eastern. No Pacific. Have a good one.